Hi, Manu. How are
How are you?
you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good, good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Are you at home, office, studio? Where are you?
Yeah, this is my home office actually, Whitefield.
Whitefield. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Mhm.
just introduce you to the Daily Brunch viewers and readers. This is Griffith David, the founder and CEO of Habanero International Foods International. Last week we had Hish Tota, India's biggest digital influencer, on the Zoom in conversation, but Griffith has taken it one step up forward. Slowly, as we evolve across the conversation, you will get it from Griffith himself. Very interestingly, Griffith was in the tech space for a lot of years. Of course, he has gone to the US for his management degree, and then from there he moved into tech, and from tech he got into food. So that is what our readers would love to hear, Griffith. So you can start right from wherever you feel like. Be casual, cool, and we would like to hear it from you.
Sure. What is there anything particular that you want me to talk about
Because
or
I think your years in the US where you went to study, and how did food come into you? From where, how, when, how did it get involved? Like this, that's different. But how did it all start? The food part.
Yeah, just being a student in the US, and I was doing my MBA in the US, and being far from home, obviously missing Indian food, missing my mom's cooking. And when you're in the US, and there are very few Indian restaurants back then in most of these little towns,
Okay.
and the most popular food for most Americans is Mexican food. Even
Okay.
then, back then, and even now, it's Mexican food. And as Indians, we love spicy stuff, and of course, Mexican food
Okay.
with its tortillas and rice and all that was the closest you could come to Indian food. So that became a passion of mine.
Okay.
Every opportunity, we would go and get Mexican food.
Okay.
And so that, without ever knowing that one day I would go and start a Mexican restaurant chain in India. But that's kind of how it started.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually, when I moved back to India, I always thought, hey, us Indians in the US would love Mexican food, and there's no good Mexican restaurant chain in India, and this should work. And that was a connection, ultimately.
Oh, I mean, the readers, I mean, you guys should know about a Tex. Now you got it. The Tex-Mex brand. Am I right, Griffith?
Hmm.
Tex-Mex brand called
Tex-Mex is a
Habanero.
category, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Habanero restaurants. Both are on his own as well as franchise in about 4 or 5 locations, including Goa, fully with the bar and the food, and it was a food. Now, there are examples where people have come to habanero restaurants and asked for can I take home the sauces and the dips because they're so tasty? And of course, they would have done that, but now Griffith from that restaurant chain has now moved into making sauces, the habanero sauces. So that evolved, and this is much before the COVID era pandemic. For your
Right, right,
information, yeah.
right, Monu.
So,
So,
so
yeah,
you
so
can
our
call it.
first habanero outlet was in Indiranagar, 12th Main.
Okay,
Before 12th Main became this crazy busy place it is right now. We were one of the earliest guys on 12th Main.
okay,
And there were very few authentic Mexican restaurants in Bangalore, and we were one of the earliest. So people who actually loved the Mexican food, they would come in as patrons, and as they were leaving, they would ask us for salsas to be taken away, or tortillas to be taken away,
oh,
nachos to be taken away. So
okay,
we kind of started seeing that as a trend. And of course, we had some other restaurants in Bangalore approach us and ask us for tortillas for them and for us to kind of supply some food for their Mexican menu, which we
okay,
started doing. And then we said, hey, why don't we try and go the B2C, direct to consumer route? And, Namdari, just down the street on 12 Main.
okay,
So we worked with them and started retailing some of our salsas in Namdari. And we started getting some traction with that and said, hey, this is now becoming an interesting business.
okay,
And soon we've hired on modern specific people, food technologists, Shiba. There was specific salespeople for the channel, salespeople for marketing, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And pivoted, slowly started pivoting away from the restaurants into being a F&B consumer brand. And that's now what we are. We are fully pivoted into a retail brand.
Okay.
You'll see our products available across Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Goa, and Pune. And we are also available across most e-commerce channels now. Amazon, Big Basket, Flipkart, on our website habanero.in. Yeah, so that's been the evolution of the brand.
Fabulous. Because I can see the online platforms as pan India, of course. It's pan India. And the offline platforms, you're not going to hit the Western coast, Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta up because you've been south now. So it's a very promising
That's right.
highway out there for you and the brand. And you have
Well,
to
I
see,
hope so.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Looking forward to that actually. Especially we just launched in Pune and Goa last month, and we're
Okay.
seeing some good traction. Pune is a very interesting market. It's like a mini Bangalore. It's a microcosm of Bangalore.
Okay.
Very similar IT crowd. You have a lot of universities. A very quick adoption of brands like ours. So starting to see some good traction there already. So excited.
For the daily branch, I mean, we have a segment of home cooking. Okay. I also, whenever I get
Yeah,
my
of course I
passion,
know.
I cook and I do it.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
I
now I
follow. I
noticed,
follow your stuff.
hey, thanks for that. Okay. So I just write and, post specifics. So I really cook at home and I have people to eat at home. But I noticed your tagline, habanero, cook like a chef. Now, when I was a kid and when I was, even now, for me, a chef is always in a five-star restaurant and look at the guy, way he's mixing stuff and he'll create something for us. And I was so passionate about it. So when you say cook like a chef now, it could mean a home chef as well. I would like to hear that from you.
Absolutely. We were kind of trying to figure out what is the value proposition of habanero. What is it that we're trying to solve? What problem are we trying to solve, right?
Right.
And this is kind of how we kind of reach a conclusion. Look, we are trying to help people solve that problem of cooking, real fine stuff that they see in a restaurant.
Okay.
They don't know what the dish comes out, there is peri peri chicken and it tastes fantastic, and the husband tells the wife, look, I'd love this at home. And how do you make this product at home? Just whip out a peri peri sauce and marinate it, and add a few more steps, and you should have a great product.
Okay.
So that's the problem that we're trying to solve, trying to make that person who's cooking in the kitchen a hero or a heroine and cook
Oh,
like a chef. So whip out our products, and you should be able to have a great tasting product cooked in the comfort of your home, and you know exactly what went into the food as well. So it's safe, it's healthy, and uses our ingredients. So that's how
right.
Cook Like a Chef.
Hello and welcome back to 50 Shades of Young. At Habanero, we help you cook like a chef. We've taken the show on the road to meet some of the finest chefs in the city to see how they use Habanero products. Today, I'm at Infinity, India's first premier tea room chain. I'm here with Chef Gaurav to see what he's cooking. Hi, good evening. So what is it that you're going to be cooking with Habanero?
We've got some lovely pasta and we've got a spicy pasta sauce. So we will do my take on it and make something which is very easy to do and anybody can replicate it.
Fantastic. Let's get cooking.
Cook like a chef. So
Yeah,
I will use another word of yours, convenient cooking. You
that's
provide the
right.
convenience. I
That's
think
right.
I've
That's
got
right.
that word from you from whatever I read about you somewhere. You use the word convenience. It's actually
That's right.
convenient. You
Yes.
have the
Yes.
product and you toss it up whatever you do. So
That's
could you
right.
please
I'm
explain
on. Everybody's busy.
everybody's
Yeah.
busy. Yeah, they would like the
Yeah.
convenience. Yeah.
Right. And especially with COVID, what happened with COVID, people were so used to going to restaurants, going out and eating, and all that stopped all of a sudden, right? I mean, you couldn't go out to restaurants anymore, but you still wanted to have that nice little pasta or tortilla wrap or something nice that you were still used to, but now you couldn't.
Correct.
So here we are, Amazon's delivering, you get on Amazon, buy the products, cook at home. And so within our categories itself, what we see as the highest sellers are the real convenience foods like your pasta sauce, penne pasta, tortillas, because these you can whip up a quick meal, a quick dinner in like 10 minutes for your whole
Yep.
family, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's exactly what's going on with convenience-based cooking at home.
Wow. Now, this is off the topic, but I would like the readers to know that Griffith comes from a total marketing background, so to speak, from the university days into this thing. Was also on the marketing board of Subway India, of which he had a lot of franchises. But as far as I am concerned, people I know are concerned, living in Bangalore, the moment you go to the airport, especially those night flights, receiving cousins or leaving, you can get the smell of the bread. So where's that coming from? We all know where it's coming from. We go there and that's Subway. So we have to stand in the queue. You have to. I mean, I have to. And get that submarine, eat it, and that's it. Now you have turned out to be the world's largest single order Subway unit for sale. Is that true?
That's right. So in 2016, the Bangalore airport won the highest unit volume sale across the world, around the world. And we're talking about, almost 50,000 restaurants worldwide. And
Okay.
Bangalore International Airport Subway was ranked number one in unit sales. A very proud fact for us. Um,
I,
yeah,
I,
and
yeah.
yeah, so it's a busy outlet, and one of the things that you'd notice in that outlet is also that the food tastes very fresh
Yes.
because we bake bread almost 10 times a day. It's
Yeah.
constantly being baked. So anytime you come and have a sub from us there at the airport, the bread is not more than 1 hour old.
Okay.
So you get the freshest product. Even our vegetables are constantly being processed, so it's in the bin maybe an hour ago maximum, right?
Okay.
Whereas typical Subway, that's much longer. The bread is sitting there for much longer. It's been baked in the morning and you're probably having in the afternoon. So
Okay.
because it's so busy, the throughput is very busy, the products are much fresher, it tastes much fresher as well. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So it's a 24/7 outlet, by the way, right?
24/7, 365 days. Yes, it keeps
That's
going, doesn't
that's
stop.
that's the USP of going to the Bangalore airport.
That's and the Bangalore airport is now a happening spot. There are so
The
many
happening.
things there, right? It's become a F&B hub. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Bangalore airport guys are fantastic. What they've done with it, the management is incredible.
Are you going to extend your range of this stuff, or are you going to restrict it to sauces alone? We would like to know that, just for the interesting.
I think there's scope for increasing our range. Yeah, we'd like to have maybe 30, 40 different SKUs. We have around 12 SKUs right now.
Okay.
For instance, we see a lot of potential in salad dressings, creamy pasta sauce, more tortillas. So there's a huge nachos. There's a large
Okay.
variety of areas that we can kind of broaden into, and that's what we have planned.
So, are you still in the Tex-Mex arena for this expansion of foods, or will you go across cuisines?
Oh no, no, no. We are way beyond being just a Mexican play. Only the name is still
Okay.
habanero because again because most of the products that we come up with in the habanero range have a kick to it.
Okay.
Habanero is the name of a Mexican chili, and
Chili.
it's
Yeah.
got a spice element to it. So everything we've done has a little kick to it. Indians love spice. Indians love
Yeah. Sure.
kick to
Sure.
it.
Sure.
So our pasta sauce is a spicy pasta sauce.
Okay.
We've just launched a jalapeno pasta sauce with jalapeno in it.
Okay.
Our barbecue sauce is a spicy barbecue sauce. Our hot sauce obviously is a hot sauce with spice
Oh.
component with bird eye chili.
Okay.
Sriracha again. Sriracha
Yeah.
is a sauce. So everything we do has a little spice element to it. Our creamy pasta sauce might be peri peri infused. So while we keep that, we are going to expand across and not just be limited to you know
Yeah.
Mexican food by any chance. Yeah,
Great.
it's going to be flavors curated from around the world for the Indian audience. And our positioning, Monu, is international quality at Indian prices.
Fabulous.
There's a big gap between very expensive import products coming into the market and some of the existing Indian brands. We feel
Mhm.
that we can provide the same quality, if not better, of the imported products at much more reasonable Indian prices. So import quality Indian prices. That's what we're trying to do. You
Very
know,
good.
and
Yeah.
as long and once you source all your ingredients locally, you're able
Yeah.
to provide great pricing as well and great taste. You're not providing great taste by compromising on pricing or the other way around. You
Right.
can do both.
So your sourcing of local ingredients is all local. You've already cracked that.
Everything is local. Everything is
Fabulous.
local. Yeah, yeah,
Fabulous.
absolutely. Well, we have in Bangalore is blessed to have. I mean, you have tomatoes, you have garlic, you have onions, you have chilies. Every kind of chilies now being grown here. There are farms around the outskirts of Bangalore where you get most chilies now, right? Everything is
Wow.
grown.
Wow.
Jalapenos, I can get jalapenos. I can get bird eye chili. I can get most of the chilies I want. So.
Okay. How would you put offline versus online of your target sales? I mean, like how much of it is?
That's a great question. So post COVID, we've seen a big jump in our e-commerce part of our business.
Okay.
And as I'm sure a lot of consumer brands have seen, this has been the biggest growth area. So right now we've gone from maybe it being 15% of the business before COVID to now being almost 40-45% of our business is e-commerce, right? So
Wow.
we continue, and I think moving forward, once you've tried Amazon or once you've tried shopping online for the first time, you realize how convenient it is. You're not going to go back again. I mean, you're not going to go back to your old ways. You'll continue to go back to
Right. Right.
e-commerce,
Very
right?
right.
Because it's so
Right.
convenient.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works. One click and you buy something, and boom, next day the stuff shows up at home. Wow, it's great. So
Great. Okay.
I think Indians are going to adopt that more and more.
Mhm.
Obviously, broadband penetration, internet penetration is growing as well. So we see this becoming a major part, more and more of our business, e-commerce.
And
And the good
yeah.
thing about e-commerce is that when you're a smaller brand and you're going up against the big guys in the e-commerce space, you have a much better equal playing field
Very
compared
good.
to being in the large supermarket where if you don't have the marketing dollars, if you don't have the money, you
Yeah.
really can't be on the shelf at the same level. So and for a consumer, he's able to find these products much easier on an e-commerce platform. Whereas in a large supermarket, you'll get lost, right?
Absolutely. It's like
Yeah, so it's
it's like a
great
showroom.
phenomenon.
You go walk into a showroom. It's like equal space for you and the big brand.
That's
That's
right.
that's,
That's right.
that's the way. Fabulous. So you are looking at
Yeah,
15% has already hit a 40% growth of online.
that's right. We've gone from 15% to 40% of the sales mix is now e-commerce for us. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Cheers to that. And another thing I've noticed from your personal front is that you're a bike rider. You're a Harley Davidson
Yes,
bike rider. Okay.
not Harleys. No, I like to ride Triumphs, and I have
I'm
a
sorry.
African
Okay.
petrol.
Ah, okay. Tell us something
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that, like about food and bikes. How do the bikes get into just because we have a lot of fans who are bikers.
I think you've had Kripal on your show
I
earlier
had
as well,
Kripal on
right?
the first show. We had Kripal.
Yeah,
Kripal
yeah.
was a Harley
Kripal and
boy.
I ride together. Yeah, Kripal and I are part of the same group. We ride most Sundays together, and of
Wow,
course, we both love our food. We both love to ride motorcycles. So
wow.
we're mostly talking either about food or motorcycles, some way or the other.
Okay.
So when we're eating, we're talking about motorcycles. When we're riding, we're talking
Getting
about
about food.
food. So we're not
Very
far
nice.
away from each other.
And I remember sticking to the bikes. I remember that you were riding the bike somewhere in South America with a biker
That's
group.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monu, so every year I try to get away, and this is one of my passions. So once a year we go on this international ride. I've been doing this for the last 10 years with my friends.
Okay.
And this year was supposed to be the 10th year.
Oh,
And we were supposed to do this big ride, which got cancelled because of COVID. But once a year, there are some, 10 of us from some 7, 8 different countries. We all get together
okay.
and we do a ride. And last year we did Patagonia, which is the southwestern tip
That
of
is the one. Correct.
South America. Yeah, it was a fabulous ride. So we do it for around 10 days where we cut off, no phone calls, nothing. It's just riding
Okay.
and food. And
Wow.
that's about it. So
You
yeah,
can't
so
cut food.
that's
You cannot cut food.
you can't cut food out of it.
So this 10th anniversary, because of the pandemic, where were you supposed to go? Just out of curiosity.
This year we were planning to go to Spiti Valley, up in the
Wow.
Himalayas. We had everything sorted out, and then unfortunately had to cancel. So yeah.
Great.
But bike riding also helps you. If, for instance, I came up with one of my sauces after my ride in Patagonia. I was
Oh,
we were going through, and there are all these interesting chili sauces across these places. So I was just collecting sauces, and my friends were making fun of me because I would be always taking the sauce and putting it in my pocket and kind of testing it. And when I came home, I had like some 15 sauces
wow. So there you go.
to try and play with the taste. Yeah.
So Griffith got inspired by the biking to get into the sauce. That's also very. See how it merges.
Because you come across very interesting flavors when you're in different countries,
Correct.
You're like, wow, this is interesting. Let me just play around with this and see how this will go, and sometimes works out.
Oh, good. And for the Daily Brunch readers, I think you should speak about your family. I think he's got 2 young kids. One, I believe, is a magician, if I'm not mistaken.
He's trying to be a magician. Yes. He makes things disappear all the time around me. So
Wow.
I'm always wondering what's going to disappear around me.
So he makes things disappear and you make things appear on people's tables.
And that's a good one. It's a good one, Manu.
Okay. But it's an honor, Griffith, it's an honor to get you like this, a busy guy, to get you and talk about it very casually. That's the whole idea of our in conversation. And wishing you all the best so that you have hit the 40.
Thank you so much.
Use the digital media. Last time it was Hishtota. You could speak to digital influencers and the brand flows on equal level on the online platform. I wish you all the best. Offline too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thanks for, having me on your show. I've been following all your stuff. Some of the recipes you put out are incredible. I've been trying some of your stuff as well.
Okay.
So we should get together and cook up a feast. Huh?
I will take up your offer on that, Griffith. Thanks a lot again.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Thank you, Monu.
Bye. Thanks.
Hi, today we're going to do a sriracha dip using habanero sriracha sauce. I've got some mayonnaise here. I've got some garlic. I've got some paprika. And of course, our sriracha sauce. So it's fairly simple.
Hi, I'm Ashley, corporate chef, and I've been in industry for the past 14 odd years. Today we'll be using habanero product. I plan to make a simple dish for kids, which is your chicken strips marinated in peri peri sauce, and I'll show you how easy it is to use the product and make a lovely dish out of that. Very simple ingredients. Just going to add a little salt and black pepper as well. Just about a tablespoon, as you can see, is more than enough. Let it rest for about, say, 10 to 15 minutes before you want to cook it. As you can see, the pan is already kept on preheat. Just going to add a dash of oil. This can be served as is, as a quick snack.